Hey guys, welcome back. And this one just actually, obviously, it's a very, as you've seen by the title, SaaS startup or something like that. Where would you actually place yourself and your company if you're looking or even have a very successful SaaS business, right? So we're going to be looking at tax efficiency, compliance, and credibility. Access to Stripe and PayPal, obviously, essentially is essential. And obviously the legal setup for those remote founders here and there. So we're going to go through a few options in this video. And again, if this is your first time watching me, I'm one of the managing directors from Forward Point Solutions, which is a pretty large scale international advisory firm, and also we deal a lot with fintech as well. But back to the actual point of this video, which is going through these different options, right? So firstly, we're going to be starting off with the Irish limited company and a UAE residency. So again, Ireland is taxed at 12.5% on its trading actual profits, and it's very competitive. It's one of the most competitive companies in the EU. You've seen, a lot of headquarters there, so I'm sure you already know. But why you would have this company is the access to Stripe, the access to PayPal, Revolut Business is onboarded there, TransferWise, and again, you've also got tier one traditional EU banks and potentially also UK banks as well. So it's got very strong EU reputation, GDPR compliance, and also is one of the top jurisdictions for SaaS and tech, right? And that's why we've gone ahead and included it as option number one. Now, key notes to actually think of here is there's no withholding taxes on intra-EU dividends. If IP is held here, you may be actually able to reduce the corporation tax much further, and ideal if you eventually, looking at raising some capital through some VCs, or looking at exit, in terms of whatever's going on. So it's really, really good company for credibility in that sense right there. And why would you then live in Dubai? So again, 0% tax on all personal income, including foreign dividends, no exchange of CRS info with Ireland, unless you actually dedicate yourself to be reporting that. And again, you can, have a golden visa over in Dubai. They're a free zone company, super easy setup, a little bit costly, but very efficient, very popular, as we have seen pretty much everyone from those typical Western nations remove their residence there and actually leave those countries due to many reasons that I'm going to probably make more videos on in the future. But right now we're just focusing on this setup here. So option one with the Irish company and the UAE residency is 12.5 corporation tax, 0% personal tax, legal and clean setup with EU credibility, and it's very bankable and investor friendly. Now option two, a little bit different. That's using a US LLC. I made a video the other day on some US company formations, and then having a Paraguay residency. Okay, so Wyoming would be a flow-through entity with no federal income tax for foreign owners with no US source income. Stripe and PayPal's approved. It's very simple to renew annually, very cheap as well, and again, there's no UBA register. Well, no public UBA register as well. So, at the end of the day, it's not as good as the Irish one. I would personally be going for the Irish one myself. I do love Ireland for business too, but avoid engaged in trade business in the US, which is called an ETOB, is basically you have to keep, as I made a video the other day, you can go ahead and check it out, on about the US companies, is keep no US-based staff, operations, or clients if you want 0% tax, right? So Stripe obviously also works as well. It's it's excellent for US LLCs, but if you want a US business bank, you're obviously going to be looking at Relay or Mercury. So why then would you then be in Paraguay as your personal residence? Again, it's very friendly, very easy, very cheap to actually move yourself there. So the territorial tax system, meaning only income within Paraguay is actually taxed. It's simple to obtain. There's no minimal physical presence requirements, and there's 0% on foreign dividends. So obviously, why does this work? as you've seen, it's a fantastic solution. My option number 2, which is a combined zero tax corporate structure with a residency that doesn't touch foreign income, and the startup costs for this are very minimal. So they're going to be below 5,000. So at the end of the day, it's got a true zero tax setup if done, if structured correctly, and it's perfect for solo bootstrappers as such, or early stage founders, right? So it's slightly lower reputational value than the Irish company, but it's a very lean setup and one to obviously be thinking about if you're just starting up and you don't really want to be spending excess stuff on Ireland and stuff like this. But now we're going to be moving to a different one, where option 3 I would like to say would be a UK LTD with a Portuguese residence or Dubai residence. Okay, so UK again 90% corporate tax, potentially lower actually. There's some profit rate or IP deductions. One of the best jurisdictions for SaaS, strong legal framework, investor confidence, and clear IP and contract law. Instant access to all major fintech tools, Stripe, PayPal, HSBC, Revolut, very, very sophisticated tier 1 banks obviously are based over in London. And again, you could optimize this by creating another holding company, such as in Ireland again, or in BVI, and license the IP to the UK, the UK operations company, right? So again, you can then be extracting the dividends via the IP licensing and are actually reducing that UK profits legally. Now, again, if you did want more information, just feel free to drop me an email to will.hodgson@forwardpointsolutions.com. You can also go ahead and check out our website and what actually we've done for clients around the world. It's truly fantastic, especially for entrepreneurs and high net worth individuals, which is our clients who we serve. So Portugal as well, going back to this option number 3, Portugal is actually 0% on foreign dividends for 10 years if it's not from a blacklisted jurisdiction. 20% flat tax on Portuguese sourced income, no wealth tax, and free movements within Schengen. And again, you then could just live in the UAE and have pure 0%, which would also make sense, right? So bottom line here is you've got a very strong combo for EU founders or anyone seeking a respectable base and legal tax optimization, which is essentially what we're looking at within this video for SaaS corporate founders. Could work for other business models as well. It really depends. I'm just giving you some options here. Now, another one which a lot of people actually miss out on is an Estonian OU company. That's via the e-residency. So 0% corp tax on retained earnings, 20% on distributions. Stripe, PayPal, Wise, you all get onboarded there very easily. 100% online admin, no office needed. And again, you can employ yourself via a contact. You don't distribute dividends if living in a high tax country, and local directors are not required. So you can also run it solo, similar to the Wyoming setup, right? So for personal residency, you might even pick Georgia in Batumi or another city there, So at the end of the day, there could be 0% tax on the foreign income, 1% tax on business income if you register as an individual entrepreneur and you're earning below 160,000 a year. There's no CRS with Estonia, which is a very rare combo, right? So you're basically in Europe and there's no common reporting standards. So why it works, you live in Georgia, operate a clean EU company with Estonian e-residency, run it completely remotely, full, legal, and very low costs, and it's Stripe for EU clients, Wise for payouts. It's very simple stuff, right? The bottom line here is one of the most efficient setups for a solo SaaS founder or remote teams. So if you have a few employees as well, it works really, really good. Low tax, full compliance, and low reputational risk. Now, another one, which you might, option 5, I think we're on now, I'd like to think of a Canada BC, that's a British Columbia LTD with a Panama residency. So it's a British Columbia corporation, 12 to 16% corp tax depending on the net income. Strong legal system, access to US and Canadian markets and clients. Essentially, if you are selling into North America as your main market, then this could be the best place to go to, right? So it's high trust in Stripe, PayPal, and other banks. And again, it's a good option for crypto-based SaaS, as Canada allows mixed business models, unlike some of the other traditional setups which we actually have. And some additional notes on this: you can actually create probably a full-on structure here, which we can then help you do so if you do want to go ahead and get in touch with us and learn some more about how you can actually do this yourself, we're obviously happy to help. You can also go ahead and book a meeting down below. There should be a meeting link there. Okay, so essentially the British Columbia Canadian company operations company would be owned by a BVI or Nevis Holdco, potentially even a trust fund behind that, and it would be credible for funding M&A, that's mergers and acquisitions, and the exit strategy there. So personal residency here, Panama friendly nations, you've got a territorial tax system. If you were to be a resident in Panama, be serving North American clients, and your company's over in Canada, really, really great setup. Just like all of these setups I have got to mention, it's just case by case on what clients you're selling to, who are you employing. You employ North Americans, Colombians, Filipinos. It's all a little bit different, and obviously case by case. Every situation is very unique. Again, a little bit more expensive because of the Panama kind of residency, but again, you can get residency via a legal firm or even real estate. It's like a $5,000 to $10,000 setup, very simple. And then additionally, you get the path to citizenship within 5 years. So why it works is Panama won't tax your Canadian income. Canada will only tax your corporate profits, not foreign owners if it's a non-resident, and very strong payments infrastructure within Panama. So again, it's a mid-tier structure with strong credibility, suitable for founders doing 250K plus, which is those clients most likely selling it in a North American market, okay? Something else to then look at, let's say the next option, the final one, would be a Cayman exempt company with a Monaco residence. This would be a very high-end setup for those, more ultra high net worth individuals. Again, the Cayman company, 0% corp tax, no reporting. So again, you'd have to be pairing it with a UK or an Irish operations co to access those stripes and obviously then meet those substance needs. It usually sits on top of the actual holding structure and doesn't actually process the payments itself. So it's a little bit more of a complicated kind of setup, but it's a top tier offshore with the highest legal credibility if it is used correctly and structured correctly. So the only issue here is it requires more legal upkeep, local agent costs, more cost to companies like mine, and again, you may need that economic substance law compliance if it is high IP heavy, right? And your personal residence, could be Dubai, could be Monaco. For example, let's have a quick look at Monaco. You got 0% income tax, requires real residency, lease ownership of a property, and 500K plus of liquidity that is in euros. Elite banking, elite business networks. You can be chilling out in Saint-Tropez, chilling out in Cannes, great airport over in Nice. And again, it's excellent for capital preservation. And why this one would work, why it would actually be focused toward the Monaco kind of residence with the Cayman company, maybe a UK or an Irish company to actually focus on billing for your SaaS company, is complete zero tax with a high level brand lifestyle, right? It's mostly used for, those high profile founders, tech billionaires, hedge fund founders, and basically just, excellent entrepreneurs. So the networks over there are obviously going to be much greater than living in Paraguay, for example. So again, it's best for, very high profit SaaS aiming for, around a $10 million kind of valuation. And it's used for building ultimate legacy or, raising for large funding, for example. If it's structured correctly, investors will completely, have a lot of trust in the setup. But my favorite one, I would probably say, is probably the Irish company, if it was me, while living in Dubai. That would seem most likely. That's what we see most commonly with clients at Forward Point Solutions. But other than that, guys, I hope that completely explains where you would actually look at setting up the SaaS company. If you are an actual founder or restructuring your current firm, again, you can go ahead and get in touch with us. And we can see how we can help you like we have helped other clients as well. We've now got over 60, 70 clients now. So been really enjoying speaking to them. It's a beautiful job in kind of my kind of perspective, just speaking to high net worth individuals just like yourself. So obviously, if you do want to chat, feel free to actually reach out. We can even meet in person. We do sometimes. But other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video, and from there we shall meet again.